As care workers, we use language every day, so we should use everyday language. This film takes a light-hearted look at language and how it impacts. It shows how asking the right questions and speaking the same language makes all the difference. It's best to start by assuming people don't know any jargon and say things simply and clearly to keep checking they understand. Not using plain language can leave people feeling baffled and worried, like Marley, who wears a hearing aid.
He spoke about locking my case. I caught my fright. What with all that deportation business that's in the news lately?
I expect the social worker meant looking at your case, and Marley misheard support for deport.
He asked me if I knew what asses meant and spoke at length about needing to have a rear view. He wasn't even a doctor. I told him that I do not let any strangers within an inch of my rear.
Well, assess was assessment, and rear view was actually, you guessed it, review.
Then he said he couldn't read my writing, that it was illegible and fraught, for cheek of it.
I expect he said he was writing to see if she was eligible for support.
On top of that, he also kept saying that I'm OTT.
So, OT stands for Occupational Therapist. So he was probably talking about that.
I reached the end of my tether when he said that he was going to make a mental cup of tea.
A mental cup of tea was really mental capacity.
I waved my stick at him and told him to sling his hook. I don't even have herbal tea.
Language should be friendly, simple and easy to understand. This helps us to communicate clearly to everyone, including people with learning difficulties, people with hearing issues, and also those who don't have English as a first language, just like me, who speaks Brummie. Speaking in plain language is easy. For example, you could swap phrases like dialogue to having a conversation, or rapport for getting on with each other. These are words that we use every day, and we should use them in everyday language. Also check that the people understand what you are saying by involving them in the conversation and actively listening to their ideas.
When he left, I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt I'd lost my mind.
Feeling confused and worried is not funny. Make sure that people don't end up like Marley by using plain language and checking that they understand. Ask about the things that are important to them and make them feel like they're having a conversation that they're involved in. This is the principle of the 3 conversations approach. It focuses on people's values, interests, strengths and resources. It looks at what's important to that person and what they can do and how they can make the most of their opportunity. It also focuses on using plain language that is meaningful for the person we are talking to and avoids all that professional jargon.
I've just come back from the supermarket and got some menthol tea. I'm ready for my next visit.
Make sure you watch the next film in this series. It explains the 3 conversations approach. But thanks very much for watching.